Hi. It's been a while since I made a video. Long story short, I've been experimenting with a lot of series and all of them failed. Whoops. But speaking of failures, everyone has failed in their life, hasn't they? I have failed a lot, and hopefully you guys have too, beginning because you success while you fail, you get the idea. But what makes us different is the experience or the amount of failures we have. Some of them is just a slap in the wrist. Others are so expensive. So expensive. I have not talked much about this as it's not something that can be stated simply, because some people won't understand or sympathize with it. A lot of big videos I make cost so much money, whether I needed to buy better equipment, better storage space, or most likely, games to talk about. For every big video you see in the channel, it costs around $300 to make it. This is mainly because to buy equipment or to buy games, especially games to analyze, to understand, to basically everything just to see if it's good. And this is a rough estimate, but for one game you see in the video, 2 of them get rejected. And it sucks because some of them is so fun, but others are just boring. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this to pity me or anything like that. It's just life, and I chose this path because I have really fun making these kind of videos. This is the most fun I have. But at the same time, I still want to talk about the games I couldn't really talk about. So, this video is going to be all about talking about the rejected games, or most of the rejected games and medias. I say most mainly because some of them are just so plain and boring, it's not worth your time. So, without further ado, let's begin. Also, I'm keeping this beard because November. Let's start off with this game to give a clear idea of what this video is all about. One Step of Eden is such an amazing concept of a game. The music is badass and the graphic is, well, pretty neat. What I want to talk more about is its gameplay. See, you control one side of the field and you have the card that once you activate it, does certain action. It might give you health, does damage to your opponents and or areas, etc, etc. And there's so many cards, each with their own theme as well. Want to make more elemental deck? Go for it. What about having torrents that does attacking for you? Sure. Maybe you want a quick attacks or very heavy ones. That works too. And you can even have 2 teams as a focus in your deck, which makes the game more fair and fun. Of course, if you want pure random, that works too. Just bear in mind that the more cards you have, the harder it might be to win in situations. Maybe because you don't have the right cards to play, or you forgot what this card actually does, or maybe both. There is a shuffle button, but that's besides the point. Wait, I talked a lot of positive things about the game, so why was it rejected? Well, to keep it simply, I was going to talk about how horrible the UI in this game is. The game is amazing. I was going to make a whole spotlight video about it. One video, one game, boom, done. But I wanted the core concept to be how horrible the UI is. But the game is so amazing and so complicated, the devs had no other way to implement it. See, this game is fast, like really fast, and therefore very difficult too. You need to dodge opponent attacks, know what their next move is, know what cards you have, what you can play, what you should play, all within split second for each conditions. And can you understand why I thought this game might have a bad UI? The problem is you're moving your eyes everywhere in the screen just to understand the situation you are in. To give an example, let's talk about Final Fantasy XIV, an MMORPG game as an example. In that game, you can customize your UI in any way possible, and that is an amazing feature to have. But if you see few streamers, YouTubers, and well, almost anyone, you will see that they usually have their all features pretty close by. The action you want to do is at the bottom, monster's health bar, and also what special attack they will execute is also at the bottom. Your buffs and debuffs is also at the bottom. And party members, well, not really at the bottom side, it's very close to other stuff I mentioned. Of course, there are some exceptions. Some people will play it in default pretty well. Some people have UI set in more unique ways than others. Heck, I even have different UIs for different type of classes. And now I want you to look at one step of Eden. You have to move your eyes everywhere, where the enemy position is, where your health bar is, what cards you are playing, where is this, are you getting hurt, are you not getting hurt, what is happening, is someone going to attack soon, do you have to save someone, do you need to heal someone, what is happening, oh my goodness. Yeah, you have to analyze so many things, it's chaos, and I don't blame the devs because it's chaos. But the problem is, the more I played the game, the more I got better at the game and understanding how to look at things. And then I started to doubt myself. The more I played, the more I got used to the UI and what card does what. And pretty quickly too. Still took time to get good at it, mind you, but I started to understand the pattern and systems to follow when continuing to play the game. But wait, did I get good because I understood what card did better? Because I adapted the difficulty of the game? Or brute forcing a bad UI and luckily getting the right one very early? Is it all three? Is it even a bad UI? I played more and more and more, and I couldn't tell you the answer to this. To the point I wasn't confident that my feedback was valid. I scrapped the project because my opinion became a mess and I needed some time to think about it. To this day I still don't know, but if you do know, let me know in the comments. So I hope you understand what I mean when I say the video idea has been rejected or the game idea or whatever has been rejected. If so, let's go to the next one, shall we? Don't worry, this is gonna be a short one. Remember when I made a video talking about the game and how I mentioned I might make a expressing with gaming video about it? Yeah, about that. Turns out the more I played, the more I concluded that this game is solely about anxiety and how to control it, which I already somewhat made a video about it with another game, Celeste. And yes, in Celeste I did talk about anxiety and depression, but I did talk about anxiety. And I am sorry to say, despite the fun gameplay, neat storyline and just great execution, there's not much to talk about anxiety in this game because it's a pretty simple concept. She's having a hard time to convey her feeling and she's attempting to learn to control it, and there's not much to analyze the story or the main character to make a case study about it. So that video was also scrapped. I want to stop here to make one thing clear. These games are fun, they're unique, they are cool, they are again fun. And I love playing them. As a player, I just love experimenting new games. I love playing new games. I love trying new things. But as a content creator, I have to look at it in depth. I have to analyze it. I have to know the game inside and out. Well, not as a code, but you get idea. I need to know the mechanics. I need to know what works, what doesn't work. I need to analyze so many things just to understand whether it is good enough to be in a video or not. And in this case, it isn't. Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about the next game that I actually mentioned already. I can explain. Like I said, I only made a video about Celeste, specifically Madeline's illness. mental illness, talking about how she tried to deal with her anxiety and depression, and to this day, I'm still proud of that video. So, wait, why is this in rejected idea again? Well, I talked about the main part of the game, and then we have the extra chapters. This brings more concept and gameplay modes that's fun. And so frustrating! Let's just say I was so tilted with the game, I had to take hiatus because of just agony. But then one thing decided to bring me back to the game. A certain fan art. I can't find the fan art anymore. It was like, I think it was in the white background and Madeline was floating. But what caught me in my eyes was Madeline was holding a trans flag, and the official Celeste Twitter retweeted that. So I did my research and turns out she is trans. And because of that, my curiosity and everything, it just motivated me to play Celeste again, specifically Celeste Chapter 9. If there was an evidence to prove that I was a pro gamer, this would be it! And found the scene where the rumor started. A small trans flag that is sitting inside a pencil case. Actually, can I have a small moment to just talk about this? I like how they presented Madeline as trans. It wasn't grand! They didn't make a statement saying, "Yes, we care!" It was just that. A girl who was part of a trans community. My biggest problem with, well, media in general right now is how grand they make someone being part of a community just so that they can please fans with it. I'm especially looking at you, J.K. Rowling, too many Pride Month wannabe corporations, and so many web series. Ugh. And you know what, I'm at it. I'm looking at you, Crunchyroll's new series. God damn, that's an abomination. It always rubbed me the wrong way because I just felt like they just do that to make communities a part of a tool, a marketing plow, and that's just wrong. At the same time, it's worry to even speak and critic about this because I'm straight, heterosexual, and not part of the LGBTQ community. I don't want them to think I'm offending them because I want this removed. Not at all. No, I'm happy that they are being part of the media and everything. I just want people to make it better, make it more genuine. Heck, even speaking about this now, it's a bit risky move on my end. Just hope you guys understand that. But Celeste, they just put it in one spot and never talked about it because she never needed to. Even in the official statement of answer whether she is trans or not, they were like, yeah, she is trans. Which, I'll be honest, I found that funny.
Alright, we get it. But again, why is Celeste rejected video ideas?
Exactly because of this. Madeline is trans. Specifically, a trans from male to female. And I wanted to make a case study about this with the new information. The anxiety and depression of a trans woman. And I got scared to move forward with that idea. Like I mentioned, it's a very big risk to talk about it, and that could probably offend the LGBTQ plus community. Of course, someone somewhere, no matter what you do, no matter what you are, someone is gonna get offended. That's life, unfortunately. But at the same time, I do not want to bring wrath to my channel, and unfortunately currently my channel is very, very small. So instead, I ask you this, especially to people who know trans or who are trans. Do you want me to, or do you think it's fine that I make a case study for Madeline being trans and everything? Please let me know in the comments below. Let's slide away from this and talk about another media, anime. I've been making a lot of anime videos and I love how I can talk about something, and it seems like you guys folks are interested in watching it because of me. which I thank you for that. But at the same time, there's this one anime that has been nagging me ever since I decided to make about anime. The anime is The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Oh boy. See, I promised a YouTube commenter that I would make a video about it, since I wanted to talk about it myself. But when I tried to... I have nothing. To be brutally honest, I don't like this anime. I actually dislike it a lot, borderline hate it even. But the problem is, I dislike it for two sole reasons. The female main character, Haruhi, is such an annoying prick who doesn't deserve to have those cloud mates. And the male main character is an absolutely an idiot. I don't care what you say. If you tell someone that you like her ponytail in the dream and kiss her in the dream and the very next day she has a ponytail, then that just means that she is in love with you, and take advantage of that. Wow, I actually sound like a jerk when I say that, but if you watch the anime, you know what I mean. So I tried doing the whole Endless 8 thing, which was an arc in the anime. But then I realized no one likes the Endless 8. So I tried doing that, but with each scene would be different with different AniTubers. But then I realized I need to be good enough to impersonate at least 7 of them. And spoiler alert, I am not good at impersonation. And that's why the video was scrapped. I had nothing to talk about, and all the ideas I thought of could not be executed well. Sorry to that commentator, I really am. But I really tried my best as well. Well, let's go back to the world of gaming and talk about another series I do. I spend $0 on gacha game. Remember this game? Yeah, remember this game? Every YouTubers were making a sponsor segment about it when it was a thing. So I decided to test the game itself. The game promotes one thing. You don't need to play the game. You can go AFK and do your own work. Even though AFK means away from keyboard and not mobile, but that's besides the point. The game had cool concept elements when combined together will give you stat bonuses, even that will spice up from the story mode with custom items to make the item more broken, finding the synergy which each item makes to see what works and what doesn't, and it even had a mode where you can add any monster to make them the highest level you are. So you don't need to level them from 1 to 100 just to risk the synergy factor. You can try it in the room and keep them there forever if you feel like it works. And I love that idea. There were so many positive things going on with the game. Just one tiny problem. It's so boring. No, seriously, the AFK, which isn't the case for always because sometimes you need to be there to time your ability to advance to the next level, which kinda sucks, doesn't have that much more to give. And it gets boring really quick, really fast. It basically goes like this. Start. Did you win? Advance. Did you lose? Change position. Did you win now? Advance. Still losing? Better gear. Won? Advance. So on, so forth. My biggest problem is that it's always the same thing over and over and over, that you basically can have a checkboard of what to do and cross out each until you beat the level and do it again for next level and again and again and again. And to find out if the game was truly free to play, I needed to play the story long enough to be either in the end game or close by it. They reward you gacha currency for each level or group of levels you beat. And I just couldn't. There were no other mods that drive me to continue playing this game. And so, into the rejected projects. Sorry. While I'm at the tangent, I have another note to say. I actually wanted to stream more gacha games on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/criticalmaxer. But the problem was, people kept on annoying me. This became really obvious when I started doing another mobile game, Illusion Connect. I was streaming it and it was fun to play it. It was actually fun. I mean, there were some people who was backseating, but whatever, it always happened. My biggest problem was it reached my limit when people were starting to say the same thing over and over and over and over. Like, let me just play the game how I want to play the game. I don't want other to influence my decision or other to do it. I mean, so give me tips and tricks, that's always nice, but sometimes it's fine just to play how you want to play. And it gets more annoying when there's like people who's like, hey, can you do katsu rolls? Pull for me. Hey, katsu roll, 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 roll. Hey, I'm here to watch you roll. Come on, pull something. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Sorry folks, but for now I'm gonna do it offline. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. As long as I'm not collabing with Tectone. That man isn't a whale. He's a whole Pacific Ocean. Oh, by the way, that game was also rejected because people told me to use too many gift codes to get many things in game, which is still valid, and I was halfway when I realized that kind of destroyed the purpose of the whole series. So I added another rule that I can only use one new entry gift code per game. And since I already broke it with Illusion Connect, that goes to the rejected pile. Whoops. Alright, and now let's talk about... I am going to stop you right here and say we need to end this for now. Wait, why? Look how long the video already is. Oh, come on, it can't be that long. My goodness. I'm actually surprised I talked this long considering I haven't even reached halfway to my all rejected games. Whoops. But I hope this furthers the point how it takes so much time, money and willpower just to play these many games. Just saddening to take some of them out because it just didn't fit the idea, or I could not think of a better way to do it. You learn from your trials and errors, and yeah, this is a big trial and error. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do some sort of donation thing like Patreon just to support this channel, because as of right now this is a very expensive hobby, but that's also why I haven't done it. It's currently a hobby for me, and let's be honest here, a very small channel making Patreon, that doesn't bode well for my reputation, now does it? It's also one of the reasons why I edit videos for other channels, because I can financially support this channel, and trust me, it helps a lot. I digress. With that said, for now I'm just gonna ask you to like, comment and subscribe. Ugh, even saying this makes me shiver, but hey, call to action works, it has been proven. So like, comment and subscribe, hashtag sellout. But enough of that, I'll see you guys in part 2 or in the next video. For now, doo-doo-doo, bye!